No, I think motivation's garbage. I mean, and I always thought that was funny, given that I was a motivational speaker for a long time. And here I think it's garbage. And the reason why I think motivation is garbage is because it's not there when you need it. And I don't rely on motivation. I do not expect to feel motivated. I do not expect to feel like doing things. And I make myself do them.
Welcome to a journey of self-discovery and transformation with the guidance of Mel Robbins, a master in the art of personal change. In this series, we dive into the depths of human potential, unraveling the intricacies of making pivotal life changes and the courage it takes to turn a new leaf. We explore the subtle differences between those who embrace change and those who remain static, the pivotal role of hope in sparking transformation, and the importance of aspiring for a better life. Mel Robbins also challenges us to reconsider the reliability of motivation in achieving our goals, offering a new perspective on driving consistent progress. Join us as we navigate these profound themes, each offering a unique lens to view our decisions and the paths we choose in life.
Well, because here's the thing. First of all, I'm 55, and I did not even get started in the podcast business until I was 54 years old. And so I personally feel that my life and the business that I've built and the example that I set every single day is evidence that you can decide at any age that you are going to pivot and turn in a new direction. And one metaphor that has helped me, Stephen, a lot in my life is I think about life as one long road trip. And that I know it sounds super cheesy, but just bear with me for a minute. If you think about every single year of your life as a mile marker, and the fact that we all start at zero, we all end at some point. When you think about your life as a road trip and you're the driver, that means it's about navigating where you go next. And at any single moment, you can pull over, stop the damn car. Like if you feel lost, if you feel turned around, if you have hit a dead end, do not find your way by continuing to drive in circles. Stop for a second, assess where you are, tune back into the navigation system that is inside you, and you can turn your life in a new direction. You do it over and over and over again in business. You have this natural curiosity, this natural drive. If your instincts tell you to go, you point towards it. I have that. But for everybody that's listening or watching us who feels like you don't ever have that moment where your intuition tells you it's that way, let me give you the secret to how to make your next big move.
Robbins begins by acknowledging the struggles of individuals who feel stuck in their current circumstances. She delves into the mental and emotional barriers that make it difficult for many to envision a different life. Whether it's due to fear, comfort, or societal expectations, these challenges often leave people feeling trapped in a life that doesn't fulfill them. Shifting perspectives, Robbins introduces the concept of life as a continuous road trip. In this analogy, she encourages viewing life as a journey with multiple paths and destinations. Just as a road trip offers opportunities to change direction, explore new routes, or even take a detour, Robbins suggests that life too offers endless possibilities for redirection and growth. Emphasizing the power of making decisions, Robbins highlights the importance of choosing to pivot and change your life at any age. She asserts that it's never too late to alter your course. The decision to change, she argues, is the first step towards a different and potentially more fulfilling life. It's about seizing the wheel of your own journey, breaking free from the inertia of the familiar, and daring to venture into new territories.
I guess some people who are listening to that will think, well, I can't stop because I've got a mortgage to pay, I've got bills to pay, I've got responsibilities. I have no time to even think about that. And also there's this other group of people who maybe feel the frustration and the jealousy and the rage that kind of drives you and me to some degree. But for some reason, even though they know, every fiber in their body knows that this is not the situation for them, this is the wrong relationship, wrong job, wrong city, wrong friendship group, they still, for some reason, just can't take that step into uncertainty. Which is, I think, most people probably.
Yes.
I almost believe that people don't have a signal problem, i.e. we all feel the same signal, but they have a problem with acting on the signal. Because
correct. So I personally believe that we are all born. The second you come out and into this world, you are hardwired with this natural intelligence that is your own personal inner compass. And that it is tuned into what is unique to you. It is constantly programmed by the experiences of your life, but it is always signaling toward what is uniquely aligned for you. If you just accept the premise that we are energetic human beings, that we give off energy, we receive energy. We've all had the experience where you walk into like a retail store and all of a sudden something feels off. That is the compass I'm talking about, signaling to you based on your experience, based on your DNA, based on the generational wisdom that is passed down through your ancestors, that there is something there for you to pay attention to. The problem is not what your inner compass is telling you. And the problem is that you won't listen to it. And I can prove it because if you have somebody that comes up to you and says, oh man, I've been in this relationship and that relationship and the other thing, and I'm just unlucky in love and I can't trust myself and I I always say to somebody, stop. It's not that you can't trust yourself because your instincts have always been right. I want you to go back through the 5 or 6 horrible relationships that you just had. And I want you to look backwards. And the fastest way to do this is look back through your photos, and that'll take you back on the timeline, and that'll remind you of all this stuff. And I want you to look at your face, and I want you to just be honest with yourself. When did you know this wasn't working? And you will always have somebody admit that they knew 7 years before the divorce. They knew a year before the breakup. They knew before they even hooked up with the person the first time that this was probably not the right thing because it felt a little off, but it was confusing because, you've got all the rush of the adrenaline and the attraction and all the hormones and all that stuff. But deep down inside, if you got really quiet, you knew that this was not the right decision for you.
Robbins discussing the difficulty in discerning who is truly prepared to make significant changes in their lives. She explains that readiness for change isn't always apparent on the surface. Often, it lies in the subtleties of a person's attitude, their responses to guidance, and their overall mindset towards growth and improvement. She then outlines key indicators of individuals who are likely to embrace change. Robbins highlights that those ready for transformation often express genuine gratitude for hope and specific advice. They don't just passively receive information, they actively seek it, appreciate it, and most importantly, act on it swiftly. This proactive approach is a telltale sign of someone who is primed for real and lasting change. Furthermore, Robbins emphasizes the importance of recognizing that real change is a gradual process that often involves overcoming significant challenges. She cautions against expecting instant results and encourages patience and perseverance. Change, as Robbins articulates, requires consistent effort and a willingness to navigate the ups and downs of the transformation journey.
You're going to bump into somebody's story somewhere on this planet who has been in the position that you're in right now, facing the stuff that you're facing right now. And there is something about their story at this exact moment in time that will ignite something in you that is missing. And what is missing in you right now is hope. Because when you're stuck and when you are on a downward spiral, whether it's just in your own head or it's in self-destructive behavior, the thing that's missing in your life is hope. you don't believe right now that anything is going to make a difference. And so until you get to the point where you just hate what you're doing so much that it's worth trying, or you have somebody crack open a door and just a little light comes in and you have this moment where you go, well, what if? What if this is the time sobriety sticks? What if I go to therapy and I actually do change the way that I think? What if I could recover from this narcissistic abuse that I've, been kind of struggling with after that relationship or that marriage? What if I could get out of debt? If that person did it, maybe I could do it. And without either hope or that kind of rock bottom moment, I don't think you're going to change.
Robbins opens by discussing how hope and inspiration serve as vital catalysts for change. She emphasizes that hope is more than just wishful thinking. It's a driving force that propels us forward. Hope, according to Robbins, ignites our motivation and fuels our desire to improve our circumstances. It's the spark that awakens us to the possibilities of a better life and emboldens us to take the necessary steps towards achieving it. Robbins then addresses the reality that change is often a slow and challenging process. She acknowledges that transformation doesn't happen overnight and can involve significant discomfort and struggle. This understanding is crucial as it prepares us to face the inevitable hurdles and setbacks with resilience. Robbins encourages us to embrace the journey of change with patience and persistence, knowing that each step, no matter how small, is a move in the right direction. Furthermore, Robbins highlights the importance of making a conscious decision to pursue change. She urges us to actively choose to break free from self-destructive patterns and negative behaviors. This decision, she asserts, is the first critical step in the process of change. It's about taking control of our lives, refusing to be a passive bystander, and committing to a path of personal growth and self-improvement.
I know I don't feel great. I know I doubt myself. I know I've had a lot of bad things happen. I know there's a lot that I regret, but damn it, with the time that I have left in my life, I really want to start to enjoy myself. I want to take better care of myself. I want to feel happy. You don't even have to believe you deserve it yet. You can just want it. You've got to start there. You've got to start with wanting something better for yourself. And then I personally think the most important thing is to start acting like the person who has the things that you want right now, even though you don't feel like it. And the reason why I personally prefer to hack this change of going, okay, I want to, here's something that I am working on right now. So I'm 55 years old. I'm in the middle of menopause. It's a complete nightmare. And I feel as out of control with my body as I did when I was pregnant with one of our 3 kids. Like, everything's changing. It's really confusing to figure out what's going on. I could go on and on and on about this as somebody who's in the middle of it, trying to figure out what to do around my changing hormones and how to get better control of my health. And so what do? I feel a little discouraged right now. I don't really know what to do. I just know I don't like how my body is feeling and how it's changing. And so I make a decision and a commitment to myself that I want to feel better. I want to understand this. And so that decision is super important, because without deciding that I want to do something, I'm not doing anything. And then I start to study all of the experts and what people have to say about this topic of hormone balance and gut health and women's health and how to regulate your hormones naturally and what to, there's just so much information out there. And then I make a decision. Okay, well, what are the 2 or 3 things that I'm going to do? And then I start doing it. And I wake up every day and I do those things, even if I don't feel like it, even if my self-talk is pretty poor.
Robbins emphasizes that the journey of transformation begins with the fundamental desire to improve your life. It's about recognizing that you deserve more and allowing yourself to aspire for it. This desire, she explains, is the fuel that powers the journey ahead. It's not just about vague hopes. It's about a deep, internal longing for a better state of being, whether in your career, relationships, health, or personal growth. She then speaks about the strategy of acting as if you already possess what you seek. This doesn't mean living in a fantasy, but rather adopting the mindset, habits, and attitudes of the person who has already achieved your goals. Robbins suggests that by embodying these traits, you align your actions with your aspirations, making your goals feel more attainable and real. Robbins further underscores the importance of personal commitment in this process. Real change, she insists, requires a deep commitment to yourself and your goals. It's about making a pact with yourself to pursue what you want, irrespective of the challenges and setbacks. This commitment keeps you grounded and focused, acting as a compass that guides your decisions and actions towards your desired future.
No, I think motivation's garbage. I mean, and I always thought that was funny, given that I was a motivational speaker for a long time. And here I think it's garbage. And the reason why I think motivation is garbage is because it's not there when you need it. And I don't rely on motivation. I do not expect to feel motivated. I do not expect to feel like doing things. And I make myself do them. That does not mean, by the way, that I have great willpower. That does not mean that I consider myself to be a disciplined person. That means that I understand the biology of how most human beings work. And the biology of how most human beings work is that you feel a sensation in your body. So let's just take an example like getting out of bed, okay? You set the alarm the night before. I know you don't, but most normal human beings set the alarm the night before. And when the alarm goes off, you're going to get out of bed, right? I mean, that's how it's supposed to work, because when you set the alarm the night before, you're setting it for a time where you're basically supposed to get up. So you are making a promise to your future self in the morning that you're going to get out of bed. Well, what happens? All kinds of things happen. You go to bed, the alarm rings, and the first thing that you feel is a sensation. And for me, the sensation that I always feel in my body is something that I would call, ugh. I don't know if it's the cortisol. I don't know if it's partying. I don't know if it's menopause. I don't know if it's the fact that I have a fabulous bed and my husband's next to me and I don't want to get out of bed. I don't know if it's the fact that I live in southern Vermont and it's freezing. Like, I don't know. But the first sensation is, then perception. So sensation, perception, then feeling, then thought, then action. That is the biological chain of events that happens in a nanosecond.
Robbins begins by addressing a common misconception, the reliance on motivation as a constant driver. She explains that motivation is inherently inconsistent and unreliable. It's an emotional state that ebbs and flows, often dependent on external factors and internal moods. This variability makes motivation a shaky foundation on which to build lasting change or pursue long-term goals. She then delves into the pitfalls of depending solely on motivation for progress. Robbins suggests that waiting for motivation to strike can lead to procrastination and a lack of progress. This reliance creates a passive approach to goals, where action is contingent on feeling ready or inspired, which may not always align with our actual opportunities or capabilities. Importantly, Robbins shifts the focus from motivation to action. She advocates for taking steps towards your goals, regardless of your motivational state. This action-oriented approach is key to overcoming inertia and making consistent progress. She emphasizes that action is within our control, unlike motivation, and it's through action that we build momentum, confidence, and eventually achieve success.